Welcome to our 2023 State of the City. We're glad you're here with us this morning. Thank you for arriving here early. I'm Paul Fry, President Chamber, and we're looking forward to hearing from our mayor and our council members on the exciting things that happened in the city and the exciting things soon to come here in our city of Hagerstown. I wanted to acknowledge a few folks here this morning first, and we'll see more of them in a minute, or a few minutes actually. We have Mayor Tekesha Martinez with us. Good morning, Mayor. And we have three of our four council members here. Councilmember Alshire is helping his brother out. Apparently has car troubles. He'll join us here shortly, but we have Councilmember Alshire, Councilmember Brucci, Councilmember Burnett, and Councilmember McIntyre. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have two of our county commissioners here with us this morning. We have Commissioner President John Barr. Good morning, Commissioner. We have Commissioner Derek Harvey here this morning. Good morning, Commissioner. And back by popular demand, we have former Mayor Emily Keller, the new Maryland Special Secretary of Opioid Response. Emily Keller, good morning. We'd like to thank our team here at the Maryland Theater. If this is your first time here, some of you it is. It's a beautiful facility. Let's give them a round of applause for hosting us here. Thank you. And our friends at Bulls and Bears brought us breakfast, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them a round of applause. They're still a little bit over there if you like. And I'd also like to acknowledge, some of you may not know Brad Warner, but Brad Warner is the president of Patriot Federal Credit Union. He's been there over 8 years. He's retiring, so I'd like to say thank you, Brad, for your service. Where did Brad end up this morning? He's in the back. Thank you. Good luck in your future endeavors. I learned Brad is very particular cutting his grass, so I think his grass is going to work out this spring. And the new president, Ron Selesky, will start in April, so we'll look forward to seeing Ron here this at a future event. I'd like to mention two new members here with us from the U.S. Marine Corps. Staff Sergeant Christina Gilman is here. Good morning, Staff Sergeant. And it must be the new member table because Data Chief is here with us, Norma Colson and David Layton. Good morning. We were just here a week ago, almost, last Wednesday evening, for the Washington County Business Awards. And we have one of our winners here from the Washington County Free Library. They're right up here somewhere. At the library. Good morning. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. I'd also like to acknowledge our board members. If you hold your applause, I'd like to thank them for being here, for their leadership in the community. We have Joe Anderton, Tony Bowie, Chuck Eichelberger, Tony Heaton, Laura Herrera, Jim Kercheval, Dave Lair, A. Perez, Nitza Rivera, Stephen Schutte, Jill Thompson, and Mary Ellen Waltemar. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them a round of applause. If you have not been here before, the restrooms, if you need them, are around the corner here, back behind us. So they'll be available, and there's also more coffee and water and a little bit more food if you're interested. And then a couple events coming up I'd like to bring your attention to. This afternoon, actually this morning, later at 11:30 at our office, we're going to have Learning Lunch Hour with Peter McDonald of SEK CPAs and Advisors. He's going to be talking about the Employee Retention Credit Program. If you're not familiar with that, whether you're a nonprofit or for-profit, it's a federal program that you may be eligible for. In some cases, thousands and thousands of dollars. So if you have an interest, if you're a board member for a nonprofit, this afternoon here at the Chamber around 11:30, 12 o'clock, you're welcome to attend. Women Empowered this Friday, March 10th, also at the Chamber office. We're going to have Money and Mindfulness with Kelly Beatty and Ali Serbaugh of Sterling Financial Management. Maximize Your Membership 2.0 if you're a new member or like to get familiar with a chamber we have to offer. Next Wednesday, the 15th, 8 to 9 at the Chamber office. We have a new setup here. We have a short presentation about how to get involved, panel discussion with some of our Chamber ambassadors. We have question and answer, and if you're a current member and you come, we have a prize pack. I'm not sure what's in there, but it says prize pack. It's got to be good. So look forward to that. Our March Business and Social Hour, commonly known BASH, next Thursday a week, the 16th, 5 to 7, Washington County Public Safety Training Center. That's hosted by the Washington County Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association. If you have not been to that training center, it's beautiful. It'll have a tour. We'll try to give away $750. So if you're interested, be on the lookout for that. And lastly, Coffee and Connections, March 22nd at the office. Barbara Ingham School for the Arts photography students will be displaying their work, and we'll meet some of them, and we'll have some coffee and I think some food. And if you need anything else, hagerstown.org. You can find out more information. Now, Wright Gardner has sponsored the annual State of the City with this came for many, many years, way before I got here 8 years ago. And they're this sponsor again this year, so please help me welcome Christian Wright, President, Wright Gardner Insurance.
So on behalf of Wright Gardner, it's our pleasure again to sponsor this event, and I hope that you find it as enjoyable as I'm sure it will be. But for one 10-second shameless promotion. Okay. If you, this is not, well, if you don't listen to Contemporary Retirement, you need to. Every Wednesday morning from 9 to 10 on AM radio 1240 or your computer. Now, the program has some very useful information, but you need to tune in, right, Ed? Because I'll just tell you this. What you need to listen for is something that involves a golf ball, our building, a local golf professional, maybe a 1978 Winnebago, and the new stadium. So listen to 1240 AM. I know you're totally confused, but listen, you might enjoy it. So thank you.
Thank you, Christian. Contemporary Retirement. That wasn't a hint, was it? No. Okay, all right, good. Well, thank you, Kristen. And it's over 100 years. How old is your business? He doesn't look that old. I'm just telling you right now. So thank you for your support and for what you're doing for us here in City of Hagerstown. So just to run a show this morning so you know what to expect. In about 30 seconds, we're going to watch a video from the City of Hagerstown to see what's been accomplished and looking ahead. We'll hear from Mayor Martinez. She'll have a few comments. Then we'll hear from our council members. They'll have some comments for us. Then we'll take some questions from you. There's cards and pencils on the table. If you have questions you'd like to have asked, I'll moderate that. Please write that down. You can hold them up. We'll collect them. And so with that, enjoy the video.
Welcome, everyone. I am Emily Keller, former mayor of the City of Hagerstown, and I am incredibly proud to present to you the 2023 State of the City. It is a new day in Hagerstown. 2022 proved to be a year of growth, overcoming challenges, and change. We saw a year of our citizens showing up and supporting a growing amount of thriving city events, a year of businesses opening and celebrating anniversaries, and a year of our city team achieving many accomplishments to improve the quality of life within our city and checking items off of our administration's strategic plan. Over this video, we are going to outline a few of those accomplishments and celebrate a few of those who make our city great. It is my hope that you too will see the bright opportunity in our new day. This year, we put a focus on community engagement to continue bringing back the crowds to our downtown and beyond. We successfully completed the redesignation of the Arts and Entertainment District, making us one of the longest-standing A&E districts in the state. Downtown Hagerstown, also known as Main Street, completed their rebranding and supported the beauty of our downtown, leading a spring flower planting, several community cleanups, and a holiday cheer decorating grant. This coming year, expect to see many new community events, including bringing back roller skating and wind downs. Part of our re-energizing efforts for the city included a massive rebranding campaign. This almost year-long effort involved community input meetings, surveys, several task force-like committees, and a now cohesive image across all departments in the city. Here are some examples of how we have incorporated it so far. The Department of Community and Economic Development handled a high volume of prospective businesses and investor inquiries. The growth in Hagerstown has created a buzz all over, and businesses are relocating here to be included in that excitement. Using ARPA money, DCED created a citywide restaurant grant program, as well as assisted in 34 grand openings, anniversaries, and groundbreaking ceremonies. Through the competitive negotiated sale process, they successfully sold 25 West Church Street, 216 South Prospect Street, and 239 North Locust Street, putting those properties back into the private sector. The Planning and Code Administration Department has continued to improve conditions in neighborhoods by working with owners, tenants, and investors to ensure properties are safe for residents and to encourage reuse of vacant buildings. We continue the ongoing effort to evaluate blighted vacant structures to determine which are not salvageable and which can be revitalized. PCAD also continues the process of sustaining and improving planning code and zoning policies and laws for continued neighborhood protection. The Hagerstown Fire Department responded to 4,260 incidents, with the average first unit response time to full assignment structure fires being 2 minutes and 37 seconds. They are in the process of completing a burn building replacement, ensuring quality training of our firefighters to better prepare them for real-life situations. The Fire Marshal's Office completed 1,010 plan reviews, 2,109 inspections, and 815 fire investigations. We currently have 2 sales agreements on 2 sets of land to eventually relocate fire stations to better service the growing needs of the City of Hagerstown. The Hagerstown Police Department created a staff telephone reporting unit, a watch center, with the goal to reduce physical patrol responses to minor calls for service, thus allowing a focus on crime prevention strategies. Keeping our community safe has been our #1 priority. This year, we implemented a permanent crime suppression unit, focusing on crime prevention and suppression in high crime areas. Since its inception in August of 2022, the CSU has made over 237 arrests, seized 31 guns, and has gotten over 6 ounces of fentanyl, 13 ounces of crack cocaine, and 22 ounces of methamphetamines off of our street. They are sending a strong message that those hurting others in our community will not be tolerated.
And that no-tolerance message was strengthened further with HPD's commitment to embark on a comprehensive drone program designed to target and combat the riding of dirt bikes and ATVs illegally on city streets. The 5-year contract with Axon includes hardware and software licenses and support. In addition, these drones will also be utilized to find missing persons, conduct building searches, reconstruct accident scenes, and enhance officer safety. The fleet consists of 4 mini drones, 6 regular-sized drones, and 2 large ones that can be flown by any of the 12 certified HPD officers when needed.
The engineering department has had another impactful year. On May 14th, we cut the ribbon to Hatter's Plaza, the final phase in this section of the cultural trail, and added 6 new pieces of public art. On September 10th, we celebrated the grand opening of the Hagerstown Skate Park, a state-of-the-art all-wheels venue already responsible for bringing people from around the country to visit. Additionally, ensuring that Hagerstown remains a Tree City USA by demonstrating its commitment to the environment, the engineering department, in partnership with Public Works and with a little help from their friends in the Hagerstown Youth Council, planted more than 200 trees.
Our Support Services Division implemented a new modern online payment portal through Invoice Cloud. While the result was over 25,000 people signing up to make payments digitally, if doing business online isn't your thing, they're currently working on a downtown drive-through payment center coming later this year. Last year, the city's Information Technology Department not only assisted with making an online payment portal a reality, but they were busy improving the overall IT infrastructure and upgrading the entire HPD camera network and transitioning it to a new video management system. Meanwhile, the HR department successfully negotiated 4 labor contracts, oversaw the hiring of 87 employees, and had a hand in creating many new employee training opportunities. As for the Public Works Department, they played a key role in many projects, from upgrading the ice ring dehumidification system and cart paths at the golf course to providing support at the growing number of events in our city. And on that note, they're preparing for the construction of the Hub City parking garage at 50 West Antietam Street, which is intended to support the future downtown stadium.
The city's finance department added managing and navigating the dissemination and use of $20.4 million of ARPA funding to their usual duties, which included presenting a balanced budget that once again incorporated no tax increase. Their streak of receiving a clean annual audit continued, demonstrating to our citizens that the city is careful and diligent with their money. and customers of electric, water, and wastewater continued to receive more than just the exceptional service they pay for, as the Utilities Department focused on priorities that comprised faster response times during outages and long-term facility upgrades aimed at meeting the growing demands of our community and its future.
These are exciting times for the City of Hagerstown. As we emerge from the worst pandemic in over 100 years, as well as the economic effects caused primarily by this event, the city is positioned very well in regard to the opportunities to expand our economy and quality of living for our residents and visitors. This is made due in large part to the dedication and enthusiasm of our business community. The interest shown in our community by both small and large business as a good place to locate and build a successful business is a testament to the work our entire city staff have shown in identifying Hagerstown as a great place to live, work, and play. We are also proud of the resiliency our small businesses have shown during these last 3 years and appreciate their dedication and continued enthusiasm to not only our downtown, but to every area of our great city. We again appreciate the opportunity to have a couple of our business owners tell you about their experiences and the outlook for their business in the future of Hagerstown.
It was worth it for me to take a shot on downtown Hagerstown because I believe in downtown Hagerstown. I believe in the mayor and her administration and their thoughts for downtown Hagerstown and making it a bigger, better place for everybody to come and enjoy.
I thought that downtown would be a great place to put my business because nothing like this was ever here. Actually, my son said, "Mom, you know, they're revitalizing downtown, so it's a good time for you to jump in and put your business there."
I have not had any other help from like a community like I have from Hagerstown. And I think that speaks for itself.
Hagerstown is good ground, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I want to be here for a while, and when I say that, I mean it. The support we've gotten from Hagerstown, the surrounding cities, towns, everybody comes here. My father, John Carter, he had started this business in 2005, and it just took off.
Started with a dream one night. I was laying in bed and my wife said, "Doghouse." She said, "Fool, what you talking about?" I said, "Babe, we're going to open up a doghouse." The original restaurant was for my son who I sent to culinary school to be a chef. Fell in love. You know what love will do to a man. It took him off, so me and Mom, we stuck with it. So
I was working at a place in Shippensburg, PA, and I got tired of working. I said, I'm ready to start my own business. So I started working a hot dog cart for about a year and a half, and I upgraded to a bigger one. Business got bigger, upgraded to a bigger one. And I finally said, I'm ready to open up a restaurant, and here we are.
So Authentic Community Theater was started in 2005 for an opportunity for young people to be able to get on stage and learn about the performing arts. And since then, we've taken a lot of steps to change it so it's not just for kids, but a stage for every age and opportunities for everybody. As we were focused on theater a few years ago and only theater, we also realized that there were more artistic mediums that people were looking for ways to get out there and show what they could do, which brought about the idea of the Black Box Studio, where we're sitting now is, you know, an opportunity for people to get out there and not only entertain, but be entertained with all different kinds of entertainment options for them. Everything from theater productions to comedy to music and everything in between.
My business is a fitness center, a boutique-sized fitness center, and the reason that I opened it is because I kept hearing a lot of people saying that they felt more comfortable in a smaller size gym. We're still new. We've been here just over 6 months. So we're slowly growing. My goal is to help people become healthier, you know, and mentally, physically, emotionally, and whatever they need.
We started off in Frederick, moved to Myersville. Eventually, the possibility just opened up, opportunity to open up for us to be here. So Jay's Diner basically comes from that old restaurant, and we just modified it and made it more modern. Something that everybody would love. The concept that I had for the restaurant is not even close to what I have now. I'm new to the restaurant industry as far as like ownership. I didn't know how people were gonna respond to it. And then COVID hit. Again, during the pandemic, the community was so helpful. They were supporting restaurants. It's not even just me, it was several restaurants around the area, local businesses, and The city offered grants any way that they could help as well. They came in numerous times visiting us and see if we were okay. I haven't had that type of relationship with anybody, especially from a city. So the fact that they came up to me with open arms and tell me, hey, this is what it's available, it helps a lot.
Working with the Economic Development Office, working with Brittany and Chris and Cassie, especially Chris. He's a great asset for this community, so I hope he's here forever. Anytime I emailed him, I had questions, he didn't hesitate to get back with me. We've sat down and talked about strategies for the business, so just great things, and they're a great asset.
We were shut down for a brief period of time, and the City of Hagerstown helped us out tremendously. They gave us opportunities to set up outside for the Mummers Parade and block parties to make some kind of income when we were struggling, when we were down. So Hagerstown has been great to us.
Whenever we started getting ready to do the renovations and start the planning process, we didn't really have a whole lot of idea of what we were doing. We never had to deal with any of it before. You know, the entire team, when it came to the permitting department, were extremely helpful, making sure we had exactly what we needed so we can do things legally. The fire marshals were there for us to answer any questions that we had the entire time through. Code inspection also were willing to come in, take a look at what we were doing prior to the inspections, so they can say, hey, you want to check out this, make sure you're looking at this. So we didn't do a bunch of work that we didn't need to do or do the work wrong. You know, there's the economic development. They kind of held our hands and answered any questions that we've ever had when it came to, like, how do we grow? How do we, you know, what grants are out there that we can get behind? And then, of course, just the support that we've gotten from the city in general, like Mayor Keller and the city councilmen and county commissioners that have come to do things with us and be a part of our shows and things have been amazing. And we couldn't be more grateful to them being a part of what we're doing here and really being cheerleaders for us.
This is a great place to have a business. And the future for us, you know, we have the stadium coming, and I want to be here for that. Sports fans love hot dogs, and we have the best around. And I think hot dogs and baseball, or, you know, your entertainment, it's going to go together.
And if the stadium opens next year for the new first game, I think it's going to be a game changer for everybody. And that means, like, more foot traffic for everybody, any business, and it's going to help everyone.
Moves that are being made and the changes that are being made have been incredible for businesses. There's still some things that we need to work out, but just like any other adventure that you're going to take, you know, that's being on the boat with the team that's changing it and making those changes is an opportunity that you get being downtown. You know, the city asks, what do you need? What can we do better on a regular basis? And they actually listen, and they you know, your voices are heard. You know, the other thing too is, you know, forget the naysayers and what they're saying, because again, they're just screaming the loudest. That's all it is.
I just think people need to start looking at the growth and not looking at all the negative. You know, we need to focus on positive things that's happening.
I love this community. This community has given so much to me, and I think in a couple years, Hagerstown is going to be booming.
Today is a new day with new possibilities. Hagerstown, it has been an honor being your mayor. I think I might have taken this new day thing a little too far.
Madam Secretary.
Madam Mayor. What are you doing here? Get back to Hagerstown, they need you.
Hello, Hagerstown. It's a new day, brimming with excitement and anticipation of the field house and the stadium coming. Let's keep the momentum going with a strategic plan, goals, and mission statement that I was involved with creating as a councilwoman back in 2020. I couldn't be more honored to fill this new role as your mayor, and I look forward to being at the forefront of making the vision of Hagerstown something we can all relate to, share, and be proud of. The new day has truly begun.
and tell us about this new day, Mayor Tekesha Martinez. Mayor, welcome. And if council members, if you want to come up here, but Mayor, you're up here, the podium is yours. You get the big stage first. Yeah.
Yay. How exciting. I'm new to this. Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Yes. So, if saving the future means shooting life into you with love-laced bullets of spit, then I'm down for it. Let me say that again. If saving the future means shooting life into you with love-laced bullets of spit, then I'm down for it. So, I just want to say thank you for being here this morning. Wow, it's an amazing turnout before 8 a.m. Awesome, awesome. So give yourself a round of applause for being here. I just want to assure you that I'm Team Hagerstown. And as you've seen on the video, it is a new day. And in order to be a team, we have to talk like a team, think like a team, move like a team, and work together like a team. And my first 30 days as mayor, I've spent some time meeting with some of our other team players. And it appears to me that we have great people in position, that the one thing that we don't always have great is communication. And so I have a mediator background, also a poet. I like words. And so that is I feel like my role is to make sure people feel heard and understood. And then where there's conflict is inevitable. We're gonna have conflict. We're not all gonna think alike. We're not all gonna move alike. We don't all have the same vision, but people don't support businesses, people support people. And Hagerstown is a corporation. And in order for everyone that is in Hagerstown to thrive and survive, we need to move together. And that's just what I'm here for. I'm not coming in saying I'm gonna save the day and we're gonna do this. No, we're gonna do this together. We have a great police department. I spent about 2 hours with the chief and walking through, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. It was amazing to see how many civilians that help support our officers and our detectives. And I think that those things are important. I know that we have a lot of issues, but I take this like my family, right? When I leave my house, I know there's issues at my house, but when I come back, I'm not gonna come tell you guys about the issues at my house, right? When I come back, we're gonna take care of some things. And so that's what's happening right now. We have some issues in-house. And in order to take care of them, we need to handle them in-house together. I am not the leader that is, gonna go and try to fix it and tell everyone what to do. I'm the leader that shows up and says, how can we do this together? And that's what I like to look forward to as Hagerstown grows, that we start looking at each other and say, hey, we have an issue right now, but what can we all do together? When there was a hotel that had to be shut down, wow, to see the city, the police department, and our community partners come together and make sure those families got placed. Everyone has a job to do, but if we do it together, we're so much better. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. And as being one of 10 kids, another word for conflict? Normal. So it's normal. How you handle it makes a difference. So starting to my left with Councilmember Alshire, if each of you would like to say a few things, maybe what you've accomplished this past year, what you're looking forward in the coming year or two. We'll just start with you, Councilmember Alshire.
Sure, good morning.
And there's a microphone if you want to use that right in front of you.
Okay. Good morning. Thank
Morning.
you everybody for being here. I look forward to these each year and being able to relate to the community the things that we're doing, the things that we'd like to accomplish. As I often say, in each administration I've been part of, our administration is only as constant as the next election. So I always look forward to that format, that we really have 4 years to get done what we'd like to get done. And I think for me, it's seeing some of the larger projects through, seeing some improvements in public safety, and seeing the continued expansion of some of the economic development we're seeing on sort of the fringes of the city. So, thanks.
Councilmember Prucci, good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to thank Wright Gardner Insurance for once again putting this on for us. We appreciate it, Christian. You know, we've got some fantastic things happening in the city of Hagerstown. So I look forward to the next at least 2 years to be able to be a part of that and to help out wherever I can. And I know that we'll be just fine in everything that we do. So thank you all for being here this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, very early. Thank everyone for being here. Thank you to Wes and Eric for that production of the State of the City video. It's always interesting to see what we've accomplished in a year because it goes by so fast. But all of those projects are possible because we have an amazing staff. So thank you to our staff that is here today, and thank you for all the work that you do to make us look great. But really, the city is in good hands. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. I would also like to thank Wes and Eric for that video. It is not easy to wrangle the 5 of us to get us to do that. And I thought my hair, Eric, looked fine. So thank you. Eric actually helped me that day. So it is really exciting. You know, I agree with Councilmember Burnett. You watch this video and you're like, wow, all that happened in a year? That is amazing. We're doing some great things. And, you know, just like we all know, we have issues, and we all want the same thing. We all want a Hagerstown that we love. And I think that we are well on our way. And if that video doesn't inspire you and tell you that there are some really great things happening and lots of potential, our economic development team is as busy as it seems. And I am very proud to be a part of this administration and also look forward to the rest of this administration's term.
Thank you. Let's give the city staff a round of applause for all the work they do every day. Seven days a week. You know, we escaped, knock on wood, it's still March, a bad snowstorm. I know in years past. Well, we have salt to use up. I've seen it sitting in the facilities. We've got to use some of this salt. So I want to thank the city staff for everything that you do on a regular basis, and knock on metal, we're not getting that snowstorm I just jinxed us with. So a reminder, we have cards on the table. If you have a question you'd like to ask the mayor or council, please write it down there. So to kick us off, we've seen a lot of good things have happened, a lot of things looking ahead for the coming years. Can each of you maybe talk about a priority you see that you're working on, that you have a passion for, that we can look forward to together and we can help you with?
I'll go. So along with many of you in the community partners, I am still continuing to work on the youth anti-violence program named Envy. So you'll be hearing more about that in the near future. It's been a very long process. We've started in 2019 and it's still active, still meeting regularly, and our strategic plan will be unveiled here very shortly. So I'd like to thank Addie Nardi and Chief Kiefer for sticking with us and continuing that effort. So that is something to look forward to.
So in community engagement, as our former mayor said, when we sat down together at the beginning of our administration, we said that we were going to be community driven with community engagement. So just looking for some help with that. In order to have safe and healthy communities, it takes all of us. It takes the community, it takes our police, it takes our churches, it takes our nonprofits. And so just looking for support around that. So support around that.
So I think for me, I don't have one single project, but what I do see is that we have a lot of larger projects that are happening, and it is no secret when you drive around, especially the interstate areas of this community, you're seeing these very large warehouse facilities being constructed, and they're going to need a lot of people to work. And so one thing I think that has to happen, and I try and look forward, you know, and keep everything moving at the same pace. Housing is definitely not keeping up with the needs that are out there. I think, 4 or 5 years ago, we were averaging anywhere from 12 to 1,600 houses on the market available for sale in this community, and that's in Washington County in total. I think the last time I checked, we're down somewhere less than 200 houses on the market, and so, you know, I see houses being built just across the river in West Virginia, just north of the border in PA, and so I think something that has to happen in this community, not just in the city, but countywide. We need to see a boost in housing production to provide the housing necessary for the number of jobs that are going to be created by the economic development that's happening.
I'd like to echo the community engagement. This administration has been pretty clear with our mission to make sure we get information and feedback from as many community partners as possible. Mayor Martinez and I even went door to door for several occasions to make sure that people come out and put their input so we can hear their voices and understand where they're coming from. Case in point with the Wheaton Park project, phase 1 begins this week. It includes misting pad and removal of the caretaker house and other improvements. That was all done because of community engagement. That was done by going door to door and saying, hey, we're having this meeting, please show up. And that overall activities of asking people to come out has been throughout this administration, from the Clara Barton artwork that you'll see soon, for this overall engagement with asking people to come forward, tell us what you want, and we'll try to find a way to make it work out. So I want to continue that. Again, we've been clear about meeting people where they are, and I want to continue that for the rest of this administration.
So I, you know, over the past 20 years, have seen great changes in Hagerstown as a whole, downtown in particular. We've got some fantastic things happening. We've got some issues we have to deal with. And I look forward to still continuing to be aggressive when it comes to public safety with our residents, because without a safe city, even the perception of a safe city, we're not going to get what we want to do, and we're not going to achieve what we want to achieve here, especially in the core. So look forward to new initiatives coming out of HPD, and some help also from our new sheriff, Brian Albert.
And I want to add one other thing. We do have a really big, giant project happening, and Councilmember Alshire can probably talk more about it, but we have an incredible field house that's going in. So I don't want to. No, we have a incredible indoor sports complex that has been talked about and dreamed about for a long time by Kristen, and it is definitely deserved its spotlight.
So, Kristen, this is probably the first one we're not really talking about the stadium, although because it's happening. But let's talk about the field house, because I know it's been a dream of yours and other folks. You want to tell us a little bit about the field house, what's in it, what we anticipate, because some folks don't know what to expect, and I think it's a great opportunity. So do you want to talk a bit about what we anticipate being in a field house and that type of thing? Yeah.
So, Frederick, by coincidence, Frederick was the next closest to us at the time it closed down about a year and a half ago. After that, you have Winchester. Next to that, there's been one in Westminster, and just about every county across the state has an indoor recreational facility that includes turf as well as hard court. And so when it looked like the Suns were heading out some years back, it was probably 2016, I think the thought was, what do we do with the space, so the city owns it? For me, it has always been rightly positioned and easily accessible for an indoor turf facility. And I say indoor turf, but really when Eastern Sports came and sort of took over the project, it includes 2 indoor turf fields like you would have seen in Frederick. It includes 4 hard court surface areas, and then an upstairs and a bunch of other appurtenances. And I guess what I would envision at the end of the day, it's sort of positioned right between North High and South High, just a place that's sort of filled with kids and families that we send by the hundreds and by the thousands to other communities in other places in other states and in this state, every day of the week, every weekend of the year. The objective is to bring that back to this community, to have a place like Aberdeen has, to have a place like Gaithersburg and Westminster and those facilities have. I think the total cost at this point is about $20 to $21 million. I know there is two people in this room that have been working hard downstate to lobby for funding for that. I think that part is greatly appreciated. I will say again, I don't think that this will have any problem funding itself over time. I think it'll be full every day of the week. I think it will be profitable and prosperous. And I think that the community will benefit from having this, especially our youth and their athletic and recreational interests.
That's great. We're excited. We talk about law enforcement. How do we pay for that? How do we pay for growth? Well, this is going to help pay for growth because the people coming in, not only locally, but the folks coming in spend their money here and leaving it, and they're going back to wherever else they're coming from. And I just did an article to Scott. Frederick is looking at one of these on steroids in their Hargett Farms Park. So I think we need to move this ahead. We're excited about it. We're going to be ahead of the curve, and so that then we can be a regional opportunity for sports activities. I do have a question here. It is, and it's for any or all of you, what is the City of Hagerstown planning to do to address the needs and engage the growing culturally diverse population?
So, Councilwoman Burnett, in training, mediation training, if your phone rings, you have to dance to it. Moving forward.
That sounds fair. Someone call her. I've
You know I don't mind dancing, but it's too early. My work day starts at 8:30. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
So, I want to say that in 2016, there was an announcement that was made. I believe it was the end of 2016. Governor Hogan former Governor Hogan came to Hagerstown, and right downstairs, he made the announcement that the Maryland Theater was going to get some money, and that we're now sitting in it, right? We're sitting in the new lobby and the new development. And I remember a reporter saying, catching me, and I was working for mediation, so I just came downstairs because I seen coffee and donuts. And being honest, and it was free. So I came downstairs and I was trying to avoid the reporter, but the reporter, asked me some questions. And I think there was only one other person of color that was out there that day. And the reporter asked me, he said, what do you think about Hagerstown? And I said, before I could even think about it, I said, Hagerstown is good ground. And when I watched that back, I was like, why would I say that? Because I didn't believe it at the time. And I'm just giving you guys into my mind. I didn't really believe that. And so for those of you that don't know, I was in the foster care system until probably my daughter, Ranisha, was 6 months old. So 18 and 6 months. I was in Washington County foster care. And for me, also 5 kids by the age of 25, being, in the system, never starting on the starting line, and to now be the mayor, it speaks volumes, right? It speaks volumes about who we are and who we can be. And so what I'd like to say to address that is that I believe that we are. I believe that we're making sure people feel heard and understood. We're making sure that people that don't feel included, and I was just one of them, probably 15 years ago, I left Hagerstown. I hate Hagerstown. I actually just said to a group of kids, well, who is Hagerstown? Why do we say that so we don't have to be accountable to the thing that hurt us? We say that so that we don't have to go try to fix or address the thing that we're in conflict with. And so I just believe that we're in a perfect opportunity and position and time to receive all kinds of people here. We look like and sound like a diverse community. I walk in places now where born and raised in Hagerstown, used to be the only woman of color, and now I walk in and there's 5 other, and we all have the same hair. And so, I think that we're doing it.
Great. Any other? Good.
And I think that, we obviously have an open position on the council, and if you've seen the 18 applicants, it really looks like and feels like there is opportunity and there's potential to be around the table. And if you look at us up here, it's just diverse and it's inclusive. And I think that that just speaks volumes to the way that the city is headed and the way that the city wants to be seen. So I'm encouraged by it.
Great. And this is a tag along, a little bit on diversity. And it's about how do we maybe support disabled veterans here in the city. And it's a one-off, and it's maybe out of the blue, but I know around the country we have issues with maybe helping veterans. So, Tekesha?
So I know there's a Welcome Home program that is for veterans, and I believe it's on North Avenue. And they just recently started coming to Gatekeepers, which is the prison reentry program. But the reason why that some of them started coming over is because they were looking for resources too. And so that's just now a population I'm starting to talk to. But I do know there is a Welcome Home program on North Avenue, and they probably could use us meeting them where they are and trying to figure out and find out what their needs are. I know there's someone from Gatekeepers that did some outreach over there, and a couple of them now come over, so we're able to hear some of their concerns.
All right. What is your dream for the former YMCA building? So this is the new stadium question. What's your dream for the former YMCA building?
Go ahead, Kristen, go ahead. Your turn.
I don't know. So I don't know that I have a dream for it.
Big truck.
But I will tell you, so when the city implemented the First Third program, and now we call it, I think, Hagerstown First, and it's had a number of names. Basically, the program's very simple, and we've expanded it to include all types of development in the city. So we have part of that program for if you're a landlord and you invest in property that you want to rent. It provides, it puts a third of the funding up to a certain amount, and then you put the other 2/3. New home buyers, it puts, $10,000 up. Small business, I think it's up to $50,000, and then inside the core, some of the really big buildings we've been able to do, or at least assist with, like the Patterson and others, where we put up $250,000, and then the private business puts up, at least $500,000 of their own. And the program's been very successful across the board each year for the last 5 or 6 years in getting folks to invest into those buildings that, growing up here, I saw sat empty just forever. And I think, and I said this last year during our budget deliberations, one thing that I think we need to add to that program as we become fiscally able to do so is a white elephant program where we're not just putting up $250,000, because that's sort of our top right now, and that may assist, for a building the size of the Patterson or a building the size of the Stube, but it will not bring the necessary investment level that we need for a building the size of the YMCA. And for me, what that looks like is the city puts up $1.5 million, and that private investor has to put in $3 million. And I think that there are enough of these white elephants around our city where we could probably do, one every 2 years until we sort of address some of these really large buildings that we just don't have the faculties at this point to work to bring back into usable space.
Great. All right. Anyone else on that one? All right. Here's a question. Councilmember Alshire talked about the workers coming here and the need for housing. The Chamber's working on an initiative with community partners, stakeholders about housing, because if we have people here, we have to have somewhere for them to live. So this question goes around that, because in our meeting we talked about water and sewer. So this is about discussions. When did discussions begin with the county on upgrading the, I think, R.C. Wilson water treatment plant on the Potomac River? So I guess the question is, we know we need housing because we have people coming here. Water and sewer is critical. We have to look 30 years out. We have to pay for it. So how do we go about this, as Mayor Martinez says, together, working together?
Well, there's definitely going to be a joint venture, not just city, county, but state and Fed money also. Water is finite. And unfortunately, even the R.C. Wilson plant can only push so much water through such a sized pipe
to be able to allocate water for basically Washington County. So it's going to be a joint effort. The county is going to need to help because the development is expanding outside the MHU and places like that. So it's really going to be a regional issue. Up to now, it's been a local issue because the City of Hagerstown runs that. But now it's going to have to be a regional issue. If we want to build outside the medium range growth area and places like that, then we're going to have help in order to expand our ability for capacity. And I believe those talks have to happen sooner than later. And I believe that, if we're looking out 50 years, 100 years from now, we want to make sure that we've put a plan in place that meets the needs of future growth. We haven't had those talks. We've asked for those kind of talks. Hopefully we'll have them with this new county administration.
Anyone else?
No, go ahead. No, I can't wait for you to.
He's got the microphone in his hand.
This is
He's
right.
thinking about it. He wants to say something.
He loves this so much.
This is where I usually talk, and my colleagues' eyes start to glaze over in the meeting, and I realize
Coffee is still in the
that
back,
I've rambled
so
on.
it's
And
all
so, what I'll say is, when I left the city in 2006 and became a county commissioner, we had just finished the Water Sewer Infrastructure Committee, and it was a very long process and very forward and long-term looking. But I believe when I left the city at that time, we had an outstanding debt of about $32 million, right? When I came back in 2013, that had more than doubled. A majority of that doubling was associated with our debt in the enterprise fund, i.e. the water and sewer fund. We are now looking at improvements that are going to require about $80 million more of investment. And the trick, obviously, is how to pay for that. And so while these, I think there's 16 at this point, 16 new huge warehouses being built in our medium range growth area in the city and outside of the city. I think there's 9 outside and 6 or 7 inside. But the reality is, they are very small users of the system, and so we're going to need housing and other uses to be able to assist with that payment over time, or otherwise that cost escalates and gets spread among all of us, the lesser users of those systems. And so that's probably something we just didn't foresee and didn't plan for, and I think in the industry it's talking about we need anywhere from 2 to 5 million square feet of space, warehouse-wise, that we can see added within this county over the next 5 to 10 years. And so, we're not going to see a lot more customer base added to account for that cost. So that's the finance side. The second side is logistics. And while Bob is certainly right, we're going to have to figure out how to expand that out into the county as these things develop. It isn't just about capacity, meaning how much we can pull out of the Potomac or draw from Edgemont. It's also about pressure, meaning that we need to make sure that the lines are sized and interconnected in a way that assures that when you turn on the faucet, you're getting the same level of pressure as somebody, 5 miles away on the system. And so it's both about capacity and pressure, and those things require additional investments like tanks, and water towers that we're going to need in the area, which is going to require even more funding. So.
All right. Well, again, if we want to support the staff that's coming this way, the talent that's coming this way, we need to do something about the housing, and that requires water and sewer. So thank you for that, and I think it's an important topic. So it requires some investment, and I think that's what we're hearing. We talked a little bit about downtown. We saw in a video that our law enforcement working hard to keep us safe, about community safety. Bless you. This talks about what should we expect for decreasing homelessness.
I was looking, actually was trying to figure out what was the most updated number that we have right now of homeless families. And I believe, working in the nonprofit, I believe there's anywhere between 500 to 600, right? And I looked at that, I'm looking like 43,000 people. So let's say there's 800 homeless, that's 2% of who we are. And then we have about 700 nonprofits here. And so I think that when you look at 2% of our population being homeless, 700 nonprofits, I think that we have what we need in order to address homelessness. I think that the way that we've been trying to figure out who does it, whose problem is it, whose issue is it, I think that all of that has clouded and murkied the water, so we can't have any solutions. And so I'm looking forward to just in the next couple of months sitting at the table with all of our community partners and figuring out how we can address 2% of our population that is homeless right now. And I mean, think about that. We spend a lot of time talking about homelessness, and it is. I mean, I was homeless probably 9 years ago, me and my children. And so I do know that it is a terrible place to be. And it's even more horrible if you can't figure out how to get out of that hole. And so I know we have what we need here. I'm sitting here as someone who fought through all of those things. I think that the way and whose problem it is has got in the way of how Hagerstown addresses its issues.
Anybody else?
I do. So, and I know you've read about some of the hotel issues, and it seems like we sort of have one in the paper, right, every 6 months, once a year. And while I'll certainly say I don't know what the ultimate solution to this is at this point, what I know is the long-term solution cannot be the hotels. It just can't. I don't think it's safe for the folks in them. I don't trust that the operations have the safety of those individuals that need that assistance in their best interest. And so for me, whatever that solution is definitely moving it away from hotel and motel industry being the long-term fix for an obvious issue.
And as a reminder, several months ago, the city has tried to bring about 20 organizations that relates to homeless issues and social issues together at one of our work sessions. We do need to revisit that because at the end of the day, we didn't have a clear solution because what is that solution? But the city has tried to bring these partners together to figure out a plan. A collaboration is needed for sure. We have many organizations here that deals with this, but working together, I feel is an issue, and that needs to be a collaborative effort. But we do need to revisit that and get everyone back to the table and see how we can move forward.
You know, we've heard a couple issues right now that have come up: water, sewer, homelessness, projects that are happening in the city and outside the city, which is the real main reason that we have to work collaboratively together. It's time for the city and the county especially to meet, to have those conversations, to be able to look at the issues that are affecting everybody. I know that some comments were made once about crime in the city, homelessness in the city, drug addicts in the city. The city of Hagerstown is a county seat of Washington County. It is everybody's problem. It is not just the city of Hagerstown. So I hope those meetings happen much sooner than later.
And I challenge all of you, if any of you have a solution, feel free to email us. Let us know. We're all ears.
This person says that he and his family and friends regularly come downtown in the evening. They enjoy the nightlife. They enjoy eating downtown, the shows at the Maryland Theater, live music, all types of entertainment. The question is, what can the city do to help promote downtown businesses?
Shout out to our downtown Hagerstown team for sure.
That's right.
Case in point, Brittany has been a great asset to the city. She has flyers currently at her table with the events for the for the entire year. The promotion on Facebook has been huge. The economic department has been putting out content left and right about how businesses can apply for grants or future businesses that are interested in starting a business here. Again, the staff is amazing for the city of Hagerstown. Facebook, social media, Reels, TikTok, you name it. We're in a place where we're using all avenues to make sure that information is shared, that events is happening. The team is working amazing. I mean, every month there's something to do. Every week there's a weekend calendar that's shared of every place to visit, even meeting, again, with businesses that have these ideas for the future. The team is ready. So if you guys haven't been to the downtown Hagerstown page, check it out. They're sharing information from every single business that's happening here in their events. Thanks.
And in the video, I mean, one thing that I noticed is that it was crowded often, in many of those occasions. So people are hearing and knowing that there are things going on in the city. And Tiara's right, every single weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, children's events, family events, adult events. There is plenty to do and lots of opportunity there. So definitely go to the Facebook page.
And I think it takes bringing people along with you. And so when people come to town, I bring them downtown and give them tours. I love to give tours. And then also take them around. Like some people when you're riding through, don't know that we have a really cool cultural trail that leads over to City Park. And I think that that's up to all of us to be promoters of what is great happening downtown. If we live, work, and come downtown, we should actually all want to see it survive and thrive and be safe. And in order to do that, it takes community. Like when you see community, the visibility of people make the safety, it makes it more safe when you have a bunch more people outside. So I think it's up to all of us. And businesses, you can't survive. You can't survive if the people aren't supporting. And in order for the people to be healthy, there has to be some communication and people have to feel wanted. And I hear all the time, downtown is not safe. And my thing is, I'll meet you downtown and then show me, let me see it from your eyes, because I'm not gonna tell someone, oh, I'm downtown all the time and it is safe. I mean, I am, but that's their perception and what they see, and their feelings and values is just as important. And so I say, bring people downtown, use our restaurants.
And to Councilmember Burnett's point on your table, put this in your car. I mean, put this on your refrigerator. In July, every Wednesday evening, we're going to have music at USMH. Every Wednesday evening. It's going to be exciting. We get 160 bands applied for, I think, 12 spots. So we have some great music. I'm going to wrap up. Don't go anywhere yet, folks. I just we mentioned Brad Warner retirement, but I also want to mention Rodney Tissue. Is Rodney still here?
Yes.
Our city engineer, Rodney, unfortunately, or fortunately, is retiring. I think you've been a good role model about collaboration, working together. How do we get to yes? We have all kinds of no's, but how do we get to yes together? So thank you. Enjoy your retirement. You've earned it. I know you're not going anywhere quite yet, but you'll see all around the city your legacy, so thank you.
Paul, not to interrupt.
Please,
but,
go ahead.
I also want to give a huge thanks to Doug Wright, who is retiring from the Planning Commission after 36 years. 36 years. So,
thank you, Doug.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And Doug's been very involved in community. He served on the board of the chamber. He's been board president, so thank you, Doug. And we are former neighbors, so keep the neighborhood up, all right, would you? All right. I do just want to close with a couple of things. We heard a number of things about working with it as a team. We heard about conflict, which I've said is normal. We saw the great growth in Hagerstown, what's coming ahead for all of us. And so the private sector is doing well, and you can't have a thriving private sector without a great quality of life. So we heard about the A&E district, the Main Street cleanup, our fire and rescue folks with life safety, law enforcement, community safety, The skate park, if you haven't been to the skate park, it's unbelievable. Go visit either with yourself, with your kids, or with your family members. The Hub City parking garage is going to be coming here shortly. The new downtown stadium, the indoor field house. So these are really exciting times. And as the mayor said, if you can't, or maybe it's Shelley, if you can't find something exciting from that video we saw, then I'm not sure what else we can do for you. And it talks about communications. And so let's keep communicating, stay involved, let's be an advocate. And I'm going to put the mayor on the spot. The mayor was nice enough, and start making your way down here with food, Mayor. I know you got to go down the steps. And I'm putting you on the spot. The mayor spoke to some of our high school students. We have a Cash and Dreams program, and she did a poem which I thought was very, very good. And I think it's appropriate for this morning and looking ahead. So, Mayor, if you remember what that one is, could you honor us again with that? It was about being your brother's and sister's keeper. I thought it was very good because it talks about it. So let's welcome the mayor back up to the podium. And when she's finished, we're finished here, and the parking meter started at about 9, so be careful.
Okay, Paul wants to hear that poem. Wow. Okay. I believe that we can have great businesses and healthy people. I believe that we can have a great city and a great county. I think that collaboration means that everyone can win and no one has to gain and someone has to lose, right? So, oh my goodness, my brother's keeper. Am I my brother's keeper? Absolutely. And I can guarantee you'll have a difficult time finding one with a yoke-breaking anointing that's cheaper. I keep my brothers for free. It's pricely what it costs me. Let me offer you proof it's in the fruit, love deep within the roots. I've been shaken, beaten, broken, and persecuted with word curses, gossip, and lies. But fruit draws flies. I'm constantly being pressed and refined like fine wine, established in 78, which is why I show up, especially in pain, and exclaim, love wins again. Gracefully broken on purpose to be present and tell you you are worth it and never alone. It's companionship loosed in this poem, so take it home. Look around you. Here we are. We're with family and friends. And I've been sent to assist those who may feel the urge to resist the love shift. I speak life where there's fear, with no fear. It's no mistake we're all here. And my brother's keeper. Absolutely. And I can guarantee with the release of these seeds spit directly into your spirit, when it quiets down, you will hear it. Peace, 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 peace. My brother's at ease. Don't fight the light, and I'm not here to minimize the plight. I'm just saying, no bad bones amongst the home team. Let's confront them out and get back to our dreams. Divine alignment, sibling assignments. My brothers, I know a tribe that's not blinded by mister and can't be bought by the good old boy system. Paul asked for this, and I got your back. I said, my brothers, I know a tribe that's not blinded by mister and can't be bought by the good old boy system, and I got your back. Matter of fact, I've discerned the attack, I binded it up, and I sent it right the hell back. And my brother's keeper, absolutely. And now that you know I said Hagerstown, let my brothers go. No more control, no more holds. The system's been dismantled with love. I snuck in like a dove, then roared like a lion. It's been handled, no more trying. The enemy has been defeated. We're pure, truth and light. Distraction to get you off track, start falling for that. Love has set us free. This faith-filled poem is a key. My brother at ease.
What a way to start the day. Have a good rest of the day, folks.